Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy. Back at it again. Let's go. Let me fix my chair real quick. Yes, sir. We are tuned in. It's the Rico Report. I'm glad you guys have made it to hang out with your homie. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time today. I know some folks are kind of like, man, are we talking about this news once again? Julio Jones? Yes! Yes, absolutely. Why not? Why not? Because right now, I'm sick and tired of hearing about why it's feasible for all these other teams that are vying for Super Bowl spot, that are right up there, making the playoffs and all of that stuff, and we sitting here content with where we're at. I'm sorry, but I think we're just as much in the running for Julio Jones as anyone else, or at least we should be. The Titans, I hear, are part of it. The Patriots are a part of it. Yes, I know the Patriots got a little more bread than we do, but there are ways around everything. There are ways around everything. And I'm not going to sit here and act like, oh, we just don't have the bread. The Titans have just as much cap space as we do, and that's all the conversation I hear. Get Henry with Julio Jones and right? Why can't we do the same for the Bills? And some Bills fans are all for it. I applaud you guys to finally kind of like accept that we should be in the running for that too. Why not? Also, there are some Bills fans that are feeling like, hey, we were one game away from the Super Bowl. Why do we need to bring in a Julio Jones that's aging, that's injury prone? I love that one. Injury prone. Right? 31. We don't need it. We have Stephon Diggs. We're one game away. Last time I checked, we didn't really come out to play in that AFC game. We didn't put enough points. We didn't put enough pressure on the opposing defense. We also didn't put enough pressure on the opposing quarterback. But guess what? We addressed that in the draft. Did we not? Not once, but twice. Back to back. Fam, do me a favor. Smash that like. If you are here for the first time, the Buffalo Fanatics, you are tuned in to the Rico Report. I appreciate you, Connor. Super chat, getting up early. You see that Dane Jackson pick? He got Allen too. Hey, man. Dane Jackson's not, he's the real deal, baby. He's the real deal, but that's another conversation for another time. I always respect opinions of Bills fans. I really do, because there's different perspectives that I, for one, may not have maybe considered. So I'll never poo-poo on another person's opinion. A lot of people do that. I don't understand why. It's always good to be a critical thinker on certain things. Be open to another point of view, because maybe you've missed something. And that one thing you've missed can make you kind of rethink things. And also, or strengthen your thoughts on an opinion or your thoughts on a subject. So before we get into this Julio chatter, there's OTAs, folks. There's OTAs going on right now. And I got some news to kind of drop when it comes to the OTAs. And right now, hold on, somebody says I'm trolling. Nah, man, no, anybody trolling. What the hell would I troll for? I mean, I'm a big troll, but I'm not trolling when it comes to Bills football. Man, I don't troll that shit. But anyway, let's get to it. So the word on the streets is OTAs, about like 80%, 85 to 90% of the players are actually showing up, which is really cool, right? 90, what is it? 80 plus players, I think. Are we at 80 now? give or take. I think we can get to 90, whatever the case is. And the Bills had a pretty good showing. However, one person didn't show up today for OTAs. One, and I won't say one person, excuse me. There were several people that didn't show up. But one particular name is getting people all out of sorts. I find that odd. It's getting people all out of sorts. And that's Star Lotulelei. Star Lotulelei wasn't at camp. What's his fat ass doing down in camp? Or is he opting out again? I mean, a lot of that. I feel like my lighting is off. Is my lighting off to y'all? I don't like it. I don't like how my lighting is. That's a little better. Okay. Let me get there. My chocolate is not showing. I want my chocolate to be showing. I want my shit glistening. All right, here we go. So, Star Lotulelei didn't show up. Is it a story? I guess that's the question I want to ask. Is it a story? Is it a big deal? Because I'm sitting here kind of like, all right, hold on a second. All right, so he didn't show up. You know who else didn't show up? Devin Singletary, Tywan Jones, Emmanuel Sanders, Stephon Diggs, Mitch Morse, Darrell Williams, Jerry Hughes, Mario Addison, Vernon Butler. Why the big deal with Star Lotulelei not showing up? Is it because he didn't show up all last year? And y'all feel like, yo, get your ass in shape and be out there. These other guys that are not there, hey, they were there last year, fam. You, on the other hand, it's like you're starting all over again. Just saying. So the fact that Jerry Hughes and Mario Addison, now we can make, oh shoot, where my thought was at. Hughes and Addison are interesting. Could they be revolting? Could they be sitting there like, wait a second now. Y'all went ahead and drafted 2 defensive linemen. I for sure as hell am not going to camp. How dare y'all? Well, sir, I will say this. This is a young man's game. It can get to that. What's Jerry Hughes? How old is Jerry Hughes? And not that, to me, age is not a big deal to me. Age is not a big deal. But Mario Addison's age 34. Jerry Hughes is what, 33, 32? Still fairly young. I ain't tripping on that. But it's a young man's game. And the fact that they go back to back is something. Now, for me personally, it's OTAs. And I'm looking at it like this. If I'm a veteran guy, I've been in the game long enough. I know how to train. I know what the coaches want from me. I know exactly how to come in the camp. I'm not bothered. Right? Okay, I didn't show up for OTAs. Voluntary. I don't got to be there. My collective agreement tells me I don't got to be there. So y'all can bump that. But it's about the optics. And it's sad, really. It's about the optics. Some people look at it as, man, my veteran guys aren't here. They're supposed to be the leaders. They're supposed to be leading these young guys. Why aren't they here? Stephon Diggs, why aren't you here? You know what I mean? Devin Singletary, you should be here. You know what I'm saying? You can be battling with Moss to see who RB1 is. Matt Breida probably is there. Matt Breida is like, okay, I need to be here. I need to get the flow of things. So 2 ways you can look at it. Me personally, veteran guys, I don't necessarily need to show up. But when it counts and when you really need me to be there, I'll be there. Don't worry about me. It's the young guys I need to get this OTAs in, and the second year, third year guys I need to get that in. I'm an 8-year vet, 7-year vet. Chill. Got this. I know how I'm supposed to come into camp. But it would be nice to have the whole crew there, right? Start building that chemistry. Start building, you know what I'm saying, that camaraderie with each other. But it's not the end of the world. But the one thing that's standing out to me is that people are really bothered by Star Lotulelei not being there. Right? Star Lotulelei, how old is he? 31? My man Star. Yeah, my man Star's 31. Young buck. Young-ish in the NFL game, if you will. Because these guys are playing a lot longer than they used to. You know, and that's a great point by my guy Scott Blakely. He goes, "Hey, they're in shorts and helmets, man. Means nothing." I will say this. I don't know where I read this, but it was like nobody makes the team in shorts and helmets. It's facts. But Josh Allen looks great in shorts. Ugh, hate that. I hate that statement. Never liked it. Never liked it. You know what I do like though? You know what I do like? I like when my guy Ryan Thiel says, "Yo, sorry I'm late. Smash those likes." He's always encouraging folks to smash them likes. So do me a favor. If you guys are in here, smash the likes. We got over 100 people in here. Smash them likes for your boy. Appreciate that, Ryan. You're my guy. So here we go. Another topic that I wanted to touch on. Rather than stay on the OTAs. OTA is not a big deal. It's voluntary. You know what I'm saying? Guys will get out there when they need to get out there. So guys like Star Lotulelei, not a big deal. You're a vet. You know the game. You know McDermott's system. You know exactly what he needs from you. So I'm not too stressed out about that. But there are those people that feel like, hey man, get your ass in OTAs and get your ass in getting gear. You feel me? So I mean, let's go. Now, a hot topic, and I gotta. You know what? Let me put it this way. Let me put it this way. We've got some inside information. Inside information. Not huge, but interesting enough. In light of all this, I mean, I heard the Buffalo media was getting lit up today. Lit up because they were asking all these weak ass questions, which you guys already know how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the questions, I'm like, oh, come on, man, are you serious? You asking that light question? Ugh. Anyway, but apparently the vaccine conversation was a big one. And they're asking about vaccines to Josh Allen, asking about vaccines to Coach McDermott, and rah. And Coach was not having it, man. Yo, can we talk about football? Can we talk about football? That's what I'm here for. Josh is like, hey, when it comes to vaccines, and it comes to any of my teammates with vaccines, I'm gonna keep it inside house. I'm gonna keep it in house. You guys don't know what needs to know my business. Here's what I do know. Two sources. Out of this, what, 90 guys in the building? We'll call it 90, maybe less. Do you know how many vaccinated players there are on the team? 10. 10 or maybe less. Now, most people might look at that like, who cares? I don't. But with all these vaccination questions, are these players vaccinated? Are they going to get vaccinated? Are you? All that stuff. Only 10 of these guys are. So it goes to tell you, let's say 100 guys are on the team. Only 10% of these guys are vaccinated. What's the other 90% think about this? Are the 90% of these guys on the squad saying, not a care in the world for that. Don't try that. And I'm not even trying to do that. I'm good. And from what my sources are saying, less than 10 guys are vaccinated, and the rest of the guys are more like, I'm good. So what does it mean is the question, really. What does it mean? Because there are some people that are for and against. Your business. I'll never shoot one and shoot the other. It's just what it is. It's your opinion on what it and how you feel about it. But for the team, is that a big deal? Because you guys already know from last year, if you were close to someone or you were in close proximity for more than 15 minutes, whatever the criteria was, you're missing 2 weeks or something of that nature. So with this whole option to have the vax and stuff, and players are choosing not to, and then if they do get infected with it or they get the COVID, the symptoms and so on and so forth, are now do the questions start to rise more about get the vaccination. It's a freaking hot topic. We did a very, very good job as a team last year. We did a really good job as a team. And I assume we're going to keep up the protocol. And I hope that everything works out the way it's supposed to. But where it is, some of these guys are like, man, I'm not even worried about that. So very, very interesting. We'll see how it plays out. Knock on wood, everything goes well, and we're not even talking about vaccines, and we're not even talking about, you know, saying someone was infected and now our star player is out of the game. Just a thought. So I found that very interesting to bring up. What are your thoughts on that? Are you more of a man, let these players live, man. Whether they want to do it or not, that's their business. Or are you like, man, they're not being responsible? Be responsible. Get your vaccine, not just for your team, but for people all around you. Fair point. Fair point. Richard Rush says it means they're not ready to be vaccinated yet. That's all it means. End of the day or end of May. We'll see. We'll see. Noir says I'm over the vaccine chaos. I'm not talking about you, Rico, but the people who are making it a big deal based on the person of choice. I get it. I have to bring it up because that's the topic right now, right? I'm not saying that I cover the bills, but I mean, I bring the news to you guys, right? Because we tend to be in the circles and certain things, right? I'm interviewing players and stuff, and we have like off the camera conversations. So I have my conversations with them as well. So I kind of have an idea of how they feel about it. I won't lament it to you guys, but I have a feeling. I have a no. So it's interesting. Scott Blakely says your interviews and questions are 100% more fire on point, Rico. I appreciate that, man. I take pride. Let me tell you something, man. I take pride in the questions that I ask. Some people may feel like, yo, that's not relevant, but the art, if you will, of asking questions is to have said interviewee open up, because while they're opening up, they may reveal something. You're like, oh, really? Speak on that. And then it opens conversation. It's really just being a conversationalist. If you can hold a really good conversation with people, it doesn't become an interview anymore. It just becomes a freaking conversation. It's that simple. It's not rocket science, man. Just talk. Be human. Don't be a freaking robot and just talk, baby. You know what I'm saying? And I do appreciate those that see the art in it and that notice the hard work that goes into it. Much appreciated, because it is a lot of hard work to vet and to know more about this player and know what to ask, what not to ask, or what to stay away from. Super dope. But it is what it is. We are where we are. So let's get to the nitty gritty. The nitty gritty. I found out what nitty gritty actually, where it actually originates from. Damn. If you guys don't know what it is, it's very interesting. Here I am saying nitty gritty. Let's get to the bottom of it. Let's go with that. Let's get to the bottom of it. So here's why we are here. And you know what? Let me just jump it before I even get into it. Let me explain to you guys why we're here. Hang tight.
We call? Okay, we are calling. We're calling.
You watching, Julio?
Really hope he answers here.
Julio, have the guts to pick up the phone.
What's happening?
Yeah.
All right.
Julio. Hold on. Let me put you on. Can you hear me?
I got you. This is your favorite uncle. What's going on, bro?
Man, nothing much. About to go meet up with my brother. What's happening with you?
Man, look. You want to go to the Cowboys, Julio? Or you want to stay in Atlanta?
Oh, man, nah, I'm out of there, man.
You out of
He's out of there.
there? Are you going to... Ideally, where would you like to go?
Right now, I want to win.
Okay. Well, don't go to Dallas. If you go, you ain't winning in Dallas, Julio.
You already, man, listen, come on, man. You already know, I know.
Okay.
Can you remind him we're on television
Ask
right
him
now?
why he wore the Dallas.
Listen. You know how people is, man, with all that going on with the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all that stuff like that.
Okay.
Man, I ain't never been on that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. That's good enough. Julio, I'll talk to you later. Thanks for calling me back. We on air, but I appreciate you calling me, dog. You know I know my nephew was gonna pick up.
Oh yeah, nah, yeah. I ain't going to Dallas, man. I never thought about going to Dallas.
Okay. I appreciate that, bro. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Now he might not have any choice.
I told you my
Now, that's spicy. First and foremost, how y'all feel about that? Number one, yo, I like Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe, that's my guy, right? I like Shannon Sharpe. I like what he brings to the show. I like Skip Bayless. I prefer Skip and Stephen A. as a tandem, but Skip and my guy Shannon Sharpe are excellent. Now, what in the world? Listen, if I'm calling someone and I'm live, like you guys have seen it. I've tried to call my brother and I'm like, hey, I'm live, by the way. I'm just letting you know. Or whatever. This was interesting. First and foremost, I know that Shannon was getting his ass handed to him on Twitter. How could you do that? You didn't even tell him you were calling. Rah, rah, rah. You put him on the spot. I don't think he knew he was online and for the world to see, all that stuff. In my mind, he's probably like, yo, I'm going to call you on the show. Make sure you pick up. I'm going to ask you. Or I'm going to call you on the show. I can't see Julio not knowing that he was getting called. Can't see it. I have a feeling that he must have known, like, all right, I'm going to get a call. Or if he did know, like, he knows Shannon is always on TV around a certain time. So could there have been? But either way, it was a very interesting way to break news, if you will. Yo, you staying in Atlanta or what? No, I'm out of there, man. Are you nuts? I'm out of there. What about Dallas? Yo, I want to win. Okay. So 2 huge nuggets. I ain't going back to Atlanta. So right now, that kills Atlanta's leverage. I'm not going back. Okay, well, you know what? Whoever wants Julio Jones, y'all got to give me a first-round pick. Are you nuts? I ain't giving you no first-round pick. And guess what? That's what they were asking for. And now they've decided to back off the first-round pick. Leverage was completely lost with that whole fiasco on TV. Yo, you going to Dallas? Man, I ain't going to Dallas. I want to win. Next, check mark. He out of there. You saw Skip's face? Skip's face the whole time was, he's going to my team. No, he's not. Shut your ass, Skip. He ain't going over there. You know what? And I've seen this before too, Scott. I think it was scripted. Message Atlanta. Shaping the trade. Maybe. Who knows, man? Who knows what they want to do on TV? By the way, this is the Rico Report, brought to you by the Buffalo Fanatics. Bang, bang, bang. Right? It's Buffalo versus everybody. You guys already know what it is. Scared money don't make no money. There's a reason I'm wearing this shirt, because we're gonna get into it. Yo, my guy, Stymie. Yo, Julio going to the Browns? Are you nuts? I mean, shit. I wouldn't put it past him. Let me put it that way. Jordan, I wouldn't put it past him. Because right now, Julio is being talked around the league where he needs to go to a winning team. Guess what? The Browns have definitely shaped up to be a team that's going to be winning for a while. So have the Bills. And this is why we got to get into this conversation. Why aren't we more accepting of the thought of Julio Jones to Buffalo? I cannot understand anybody's thought process behind this. I had somebody challenge me today. Hey, he's not coming to Buffalo. Why not? Well, we can't afford him. We can't? Okay there, Mr. Bean. Yo, you're making a definitive statement that we can't, but you don't know shit. You know what the fuck you talking about. Sit your ass down. Unless you can explain to me, at least give me something. Give me something that can say, oh, you know what? You're right, man. We can't make it happen. Anything could be made to happen. Anything. If you want something in this league, you go get it. Will you have to make some adjustments? Absolutely. Will you have to make some adjustments that you may not like as a fan? Absolutely. But this business is about winning. This business is about getting to the championship. And you have to try to your best as GM to bring pieces that will get you to where you need to get to. That's just, I mean, this is not news. That's not news. That's how we do it. My man Jordan says, yo, Bills and Browns for the AFC title. Yeah, boy, I know you meant to say AFC. AFC title. Hey, it could have happened last year. It was close to happening. Super close. But I think we play the Browns this year, don't we? Maybe we don't. I feel like I can't remember. Now, hombre, we would have to give up a pass rush. Don't need them. Now we're talking. All right. So initially last week, I mentioned we got to give up AJ Epinesa. That's how we do it. We want to get this. Picks will be made, right? You got to give up some picks. So let's talk about Julio Jones. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, I said it again, damn it. Before we get to the bottom of all this, right? Let's talk about Julio Jones. Put some fucking respect on this guy's name. I shouldn't have cussed. I apologize. There's probably children watching. Put some respect on Julio Jones's name. Too often people they want to dismiss things for it to make them feel good about where they stand. They stand on the bright future, the young future of the Buffalo Bills. We're ascending. We've got good young prospects. That'll get us to top. So you're going to dismiss an elite talent that has done it consistently for prospects that could get us there? Keyword could get us there? Stop it. And I mean this with respect. It is no disrespect to those that don't like it. I'm going to try to bring it to the light as to why it would make sense for Julio Jones to make it to the Bills. Now, could it happen? Probably not. It's probably not going to happen. But I'll be damned if I just sit here and be like, nah, it's not going to happen and not even try it. Let's mess around with it. Let's see if we can make it happen. Here's the deal. Julio Jones, 7-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro, almost 13,000 total yards receiving, 6 times over 1,300 yards, 6 times. 6 times over 1,300 yards. All right? He's getting 15 yards a catch. You don't think that would be amazing with Josh Allen? Did you guys forget what quarterback we have on this team? Did you guys forget the offensive coordinator we have on this team? We've officially become a passing team, folks. For the longest time, I've been watching these Bills and cheering for these Bills. We've been a run-first team. We have now transitioned into a passing team. You don't think a guy like Julio Jones would benefit with a quarterback like Listen, don't let me say it. Let him say it himself, right? Just substitute the name Dante Culpepper. Just substitute that name and insert Josh Allen. Check this out.
Like me, I want to play with like Culpepper, Dante Culpepper, big, strong arm, like fast guy I can go get, you know.
Let me replay that shit. Forget about the name, and this was way back, right? I mean, shit. When you see Ludacris in there, it was way back. Substitute Dante Culpepper's name for Josh Allen. What did you hear?
Like me, I want to play with like Culpepper, Dante Culpepper, big, strong arm, like fast guy I can go get, you know.
Big, strong arm, fast, go get it. AKA Josh Allen. Which is perplexing to me because word is that he wants to go to the New England Patriots. Are you nuts? I like Cam Newton. I'm a fan of Cam Newton. But Cam Newton ain't Josh Allen. Who you playing with? Nelson Aguilar? I respect Nelson Aguilar, but he ain't no Stephon Diggs. Kendrick Bourne? Huh? N'Keal Harry? Disappointment? What you got? Julio Jones, you're going over there for Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry? No, man. That ain't going to work. You want to win? You don't go over there. You come to Buffalo, man. Tripping. Ryan Thiel, Rico, we have a Bam Johnson and Boogie Basham. Love it. You damn right we do. Trust me, I'm going to get into that. I'm just talking about the player right now. I'm just speaking on the player right now. 7-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro, almost 13,000 yards, 6 times over 1,300 yards, 5 times over 1,400 yards. So how does he fit with Buffalo? Why? Why does he fit in Buffalo? Before we get into the numbers, right? Scott Blakely, this is why we have conversations, man. That's why I always respect people's opinion. But you got to hear me out first. Don't just shit on me because I'm like, hey, we should go get Julio Jones. I have to kind of get you guys. I got to get you guys to understand it. So stay with me here. Stay with me, Bills Mafia. Stay with me. Scared money don't make no money, man. You want to win the championships? Get out of your feelings. But we need these young guys. What are these? Yo, y'all got me. I got you. Yo, I was about to cuss in this bitch, man. Yo, I forgot I had my button. I forgot I had my button to censor me, right? I got to start using that button more often. Hold on. My man Jeff King says, yo, how many wide receivers do we need? Diggs, Davis, Beasley, etc. I don't see us lacking in offense past game last year. What I did see was no pass rush. You're right, Scott. That's why we addressed it in the draft. You're right. But guess what? When you're going up against the likes of the freaking Buccaneers, did you see the receiving core? Mike Evans, Brown, Godwin, Scotty, what's his face? Scotty Too Hottie. I don't know what his name is, right? Speed, more speed, and big time plays. So guess what? Guess who won the damn championship? The Bucks. Because they didn't let off. They didn't need AJ. They didn't need Antonio Brown. But they said, yo, bring your ass over here, man. We can make use of you. Did you see him whining? No. But you know what I do see him have? A ring. So I don't want to hear this, oh, we don't need. Of course we don't need. You know what we do need? You know what Buffalo needs? A championship. How do you get a championship to Buffalo? You bring talent over there. Stop getting in our feelings about who we have to dismiss. Guess what? It's a business. It's happened before. It'll happen again. I digress. No, I don't digress. I'm going to keep going. So, Julio Jones, why and how does he fit this team? Yo, I had to read that. I had to read that real quick. Lone Wolf says, yo, Rico should stop at some point during his vidcast and check his blood pressure. Let's see how high he can get. Listen, man, you should see me during the damn season. And we in the off season right now. Golly, yo, we got 191 people in this bitch. Let's go, man. Let's get that shit to 250. Let's go. Here we go. Why does Julio Jones fit this team? Why should we get him on this team? Let's not even get to the numbers yet. We're not even going to get to how we're going to make this work. It's about why he fits this team. Number one, all he knows is work and production. That's what he knows. He did it at Alabama. He did it in Atlanta. He's doing it in Atlanta. And y'all don't want that? Hombre. Bucks beat the Chiefs because of pass rush. What the fuck did we do in the draft this year? We drafted 2 defensive linemen. Trust me, they know why we lost that game. But we got to put points on the board. We got to put points on the board. And then we can unleash the dogs. If we're playing from behind, yo, it don't work. So if we can put points on the board and then we release the hounds, different ball game. That's what happened against Mahomes. That's why Mahomes was running. What was the stat? He ran for 400 yards because the pressure was on his ass. He was running left, right, behind, up, here, there. 400 yards of freaking running around. Why? Because they were behind. They needed to catch up. Come on now. You forced bad throws. You're getting me off my point. Don't get me off my point, people. Don't get me off my point. By the way, I got to give a shout out to my girl, Don Keys. Rico, if you could only have one, who would you be more helpful? Who would be more helpful? Ertz or Jones? What? Don. You think I'm going to choose Ertz over Julio Jones? Ma'am, how dare you? I say that with love. But it would be Jones all day in my sleep. I'm not even going to wipe the crust from my eyes. No, it's Jones all day. Here we go. Why does Jones fit with the Bills? All he knows is work. All he knows is production. He did it in Alabama. He did it in Atlanta. That's what he does. That's what he does. That's what he knows. It's in his DNA. Dable, here's number 2. Dable knows the culture that was in Alabama. So he knows what Julio would bring to the table. You know how we do. You know how I've come from that. Saban, you know what I'm saying? Belichick, they're all intertwined with one another. So they've got a mentality, excuse me. And you bring him to the coaching staff in Buffalo? Are you kidding me? Yo, that's a no-brainer. And you have Dable that is and I've come around the corner full circle with Dable because I was ready to get the F out of here, bro. I don't like the way you do things. Now, I'm all team Dable. But I was hard on his ass until he showed me, yo, hold on a second. Bring me my groceries and I'll make sure I cook you a good meal. And has he ever? I'd like to go for seconds because that plate was full for me last year. I'm going for seconds and he's coming back. We are fortunate to have him back. Number 3, Calvin Ridley, budding star. We have one right now in Stephon Diggs. You put Julio Jones next to Stephon Diggs? Are you nuts? And you don't want that because what again? I didn't think so. Let me keep going. It opens up your Dawson Knox and your Hollisters. It opens that up. Guess what? The one thing that we've been wanting this team to do or take full advantage of is running the ball. Julio's on one side. Stephon Diggs is on another. We spread the freaking hell out of these guys. Lanes will open up. And then you have to worry on top of that for Josh Allen that's going to run the ball. He doesn't see what he likes. Guess what? He's taking off. So you got to deal with the threat of Josh Allen. You got to deal with the threat of the run game. And then you got to deal with Julio Jones and Stephon Diggs. I haven't even mentioned Cole Beasley. Give me my own shit. Let me keep going, boy. The boy is created. There's not many receivers that are created out of a lab, right? I gotta call out my guy, Money Tilt. Money the other day on his live show that he did with my man Kendall. They had a great show. Talked about all the great plays that happened all year. But we talked about Julio, and he says, well, Julio's never been a speed guy. Hello. We play to win. You know what I'm saying? 4.39 40, not a speed guy. Do you see the legs on this man? That boy's a Trojan horse, man. He goes. Man. I appreciate that, Matt Soda. Scott Bilkins says, I didn't think about the positive impact on Diggs being double teamed. My goodness, let me tell you something. When Diggs is a special fucking player. I'm sorry, I had to cuss that because that guy is that good. And even there's moments where they took him away, he was still productive, but not as productive as he can be because we didn't really have a second guy to really garner, attention like Diggs does. Pick your poison, Julio or Stephon Diggs. One of them is going to eat. Actually, both are going to eat. It depends on who's going to overeat. That's a joyful position to be in if you're quarterback. Julio 6'3". I got a guy that can run routes like crazy. Like what more do you want, right? So Lab created 6'3", runs a 4.39, wingspan like this. And people want to talk about, but he's hurt, he gets hurt, he's injury prone. What? Where has he been injury prone? He had a bum hammy. You know how many times guys pull hammies? And even with a bummed hammy, my man in half the season had 775 or 79 yards receiving on a bummed hammy. Stop it. Stop it, man. Come on, man. Stop playing. I'm only bringing this to you guys so you guys understand that Buffalo should definitely be in this conversation for having Julio Jones come to it. He said it himself. I want to win. So you want to go to the Patriots? He needs to inform himself. That's the problem. So the minute the Buffalo Bills put their their coin in the hat or their name in the hat as potential teams, watch how media is going to blow this up. Wait a minute now. What about if the Bills go? Check this out. Let me just give you an idea, right? Check this out.
Hey, they might get Julio.
I mean, I think that would make sense. And it seems like for me, if I'm Julio, I think it would be an attractive place to go.
Nashville's awesome, and I think that is not what you were referring to, but Derrick Henry in the backfield is always good for the wide receivers as well for that box that has to happen, let alone with AJ there as well. The thought of Julio joining that team is not good for anybody else in the AFC South. And I'll tell you what, Chris Ballard, if Julio ends up at the Tennessee Titans, and we got to stare him. He's only 32, by the way. I was saying he was 34. And we got to stare him down for what? The next 4 years at least? 5 years at least? And it's not worth what? A second and a third over? Get out of town. Get out of here, Chris.
I mean, if it don't take a second.
They're talking about the Titans. You see how they got excited? Get out of here. And the Titans don't have near the talent that we have on this offense. And they want to talk about how exciting it would be for the Titans to get Julio Jones. Man, put him on the Bills, man. Watch how everybody will start saying, holy shit, we can't let that happen. We can't. Josh Allen just had a monster year. Pressure's going to be on him to have another monster year. You know what you do to help him out? You add a Julio Jones. But there's not enough balls to go around. I promise you, with the way that Daboll's been dialing up these freaking throws, 35 throws a game, 30, 35 throws a game, sometimes up to 40, trust me, there's going to be enough for everybody to eat. I almost said Carl Beasley. Cole Beasley was just shy of 1,000 yards last year. We had, 1,500 yards for my guy Stephon Diggs. Come on, fam. And I didn't even mention Emmanuel Sanders. I didn't even mention Gabe Davis. And the key thing here is why you bring Julio Jones and why he would fit on this team. Josh Allen. Joshua freaking Allen. That's why you bring Julio Jones to this damn Buffalo Bills team. Josh Allen's a top 10 quarterback. Easy. Some can even make it an argument that he's top 5. Julio Jones has an opportunity to go there. And guess what? We have one of the best, if not the best GM in the game. And if he wanted to make it happen, he could. Trust and believe that. Y'all keep talking about a big baller Bean. Well, big baller Bean, you got to trust that he could do it. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to happen, folks. I'm just giving you guys a reason as to at least give it some thought. Stop just dismissing it because we feel we only have $3 million. Look how they were talking about the Titans having Julio Jones. They have the same cap space we do. Come on now. Shout out to my guy, True to Hearts. Rico, I'm disappointed in some of these Bills fans, man. Football isn't about positional titles. It's about production. If you take the best tight end ever and compare his stats to Julio, it's not even close. F a tight end for Julio. I see what you're saying, man. Because some people are talking about, but what about the tight ends? Are you guys impressed with Dawson Knox? Did he do anything for you? Hollister. Not that he's a bum. He's definitely not a bum. But is Hollister going to do something for you? Is he that? You know what I'm saying? They're going to be role players. When you have players like Julio Jones, we have players like Odell Beckham, you have players like, you know what I'm saying, the top receivers in the game, all the others become role players. That's okay. Know your role. And when your role is, it's time for you to, do it. You know what I'm saying? Do your job. Do what you're supposed to do. I'm just saying, man. I'm only putting this out there for you guys, just so you guys understand that it's possible that the Bills can get him. Hey, bro, what would you do if the Chiefs got Julio? Okay, so let's talk about it. So we sitting here saying we don't need Julio, and then the Chiefs go out and get him. Aren't you guys gonna be like, shit, we could have been the team that went and got him. Now the Chiefs just got better. You think the Chiefs are like, but we don't need him. We were one game and we were just a couple of plays away from winning the Super Bowl. We can do it again. No, they got better. They bolstered up their O-line. They bolstered up the O-line, man, because they saw the O-line was lacking last year. Injuries, this, that, and the third. Tyreek Hill, one of the best deep threats in the game. Markel Holdman. Yes, they lost Sammy Watkins, but big deal. They got Travis Kelce. Of course they would add Julio Jones. You don't think they would? And we sitting here like we think we too good to add Julio Jones. In what world? Some Bills fans. I'm sorry, man, but I got to keep it a buck. There's not a lot of Bills content creators that'll sit here and go out on a limb. I'm that guy. And I think that's why you guys are here, and that's why you guys follow Buffalo Fanatics, and that's why you guys are a fan of Rico Report. And because you guys are here, and you guys are a fan of the Buffalo Fanatics, do me a favor and smash that mother effing like. Smash that. Shout out to my guy, Jeff King. What's up, Jeff? Here's my question. Who had a more prolific offense last Super Bowl that was deemed unstoppable? Chiefs, who won the game. Chiefs, who won the game, Tampa, and it damn sure wasn't because of their offense. And the Titans have a monster in the backfield. Yes, Scott, I'm with you. I'm with you. And the point I was making earlier is they were able to get after Mahomes, the Bucs, because they were up, because they scored. They controlled the clock. They ran the ball. They were the better offensive team. And then they said, go get him. Levante David, go get him. Devin White, go get him. Ndamukong Suh, go get him. I'm trying to think of all the Bucs players that I can. Go get his ass. Oh, and they did. JPP, go get him. So what did we do? Carlos Basham, okay. Groot, okay. AJ Epinesa, okay. Let's go. They tried it last year. It didn't work. Mario Addison, Vernon Butler, Quentin Jefferson. Right? Jefferson's not even on the team anymore. Butler's on the brink. Addison just took a pay cut. They clearly noticed that it ain't working out. Let's go revisit the draft. They didn't just draft one guy. They drafted two. Appreciate that super chat. But y'all catch what I'm saying now? Offense is what gets these things going. You got to have an offense in this game, man. They've changed the rules so much for the offense, in favor of the offense. Take advantage of it. Might as well. How do you do it? You bring one of the, if not the best receiver in the game, in Julio Jones. And I don't want to hear that he's not. He's been the best receiver in the decade. We have an elite receiver in Stephon Diggs, and I'm not taking anything away from that man. That boy is a beast. And then you have a Julio Jones. Okay. Connor, I'd rather use our money to sign Sherman, Rico. How you feeling about that? I mean, we could sign Sherman. We tried that experiment last year with Josh Norman. I know Josh Norman and Sherman are not on the same level. They're not. But Sherman is definitely a viable player to bring to the team. But I think they really like Dane Jackson, and I think they really like Levi Wallace. I honestly do. I think they like those two. I think they're going to allow them to go toe to toe. And I also feel that they're not sleeping on Cam Lewis either. I don't think they're sleeping on Cam Lewis. So we will see. We will see. We'll see how that plays out. Let's not forget Dane Jackson's looking good, man. Don't care for Sherman. That's what I'm saying, man. They like Dane Jackson. They like him. And I think they really love Levi Wallace. That's why they brought him back. And Levi Wallace, Steve Tasker said it best, man. Every time they bring someone to take Levi Wallace's job, what does Levi Wallace do? He just outshines them and remains hopeful. He remains the guy. That boy's been fighting people off, man. He's fighting people off, and he's going to have to do it again. But I don't know if he's going to be able to fight Dane Jackson off, because Dane Jackson is coming for that spot. He's coming for that spot. And then you got we drafted Wild Goose, and Wild Goose is a little beast in himself. So we gonna see. We gonna see, man. These late round picks, man, is legit. Truth to Heart says, yo, the Chiefs fans might say that they don't need him. There's a difference between fans' philosophy and management, and they would be happy as hell if they got Julio. There's no team that will be mad. Of course not, man. It's just some fans, you know what the problem is? I don't want to call it a problem. It's not a problem. It's the thinking. Is that we've been, and Kevin said it, we've been so, I don't want to say so bad, but we've been in a position that we lose a lot of talent. And when we do get talent, we don't want to let them go. And then we get a bit of emotionally tied to them. But they've been part of the Bills for so long. He signed my kid's jersey. He took my son and gave him a little noogie, right? All those little things. And we get attached. We get attached to these players. And what happens when a player gets cut? Yeah, man, it's a business, man. I get it. It's just what it is. It's a business. Can't get too tied up. Listen, Julio Jones was such a nice kid. Not Julio Jones, excuse me. Zay Jones was such a nice kid. Oh, he was so great for the Bills. The Bills traded him. Nobody said boo. But the reason I bring this up is because some people were like, hold on a second. I still have my Zay Jones jersey. If Julio Jones comes to the Bills, I just saved myself $150. Just like that. Switch it up. It's a business. It's a business. And that's just what we have to look at it that way. Now, I've talked to you why he'd be a good fit with the Bills. Now, the question is, why doesn't he fit with the Bills? Now, this is where the naysayers can come in and chime in. If you have a reason why you don't think that he deserves to be with the Bills and is a bad idea, this is your opportunity. You guys want to know my answer? I wrote it down. I said why he doesn't fit with the Bills. I put 2 words. There is no reason. I put no reason, but I just said there is no reason. No reason he doesn't fit with the Bills. There is none. Yo, Travis, you like that? I'm gonna give you a little noogie. He gave my son a noogie, and he's remembered that for the. Come on now. I'm just saying. I haven't said the word noogie in such a long time. It just came to me. It just came to me. Connor, he says, yo, this is the last chat. How you feel about Etienne saying he believed he was coming to the Buffalo at 30? You think we would have taken him over Rousseau if he was there? Ooh, wee. That's a good question. That, sir, is a good question. Now, a player doesn't say that if he wasn't having conversations with the team. Now, Embedded was really cool, but you know how often they have to edit in what they do and what they want to give you? That thing was edited to shit. And whatever footage there was of conversation between Etienne or the love they had for Etienne has been burned. Terry and Kim were like, burn the footage now. Don't let it see the light of day. Is probably what conversations they've had with the audio-visual team. Now, Travis Etienne coming to the Bills, that would have been interesting. That would have showed us a lot of how they feel about the running back room. But there's no sense in talking about it because it didn't happen. So it's one of those, it's a tricky situation. It's a tricky situation. But I think I personally think that we nailed it when going for a pass rush because that's what we needed. We needed a pass rush. We all knew we needed a pass rush. So, it's a tough one. But you know damn well they burned all the footage. Oh man, could you imagine if I don't know, Jalen Phillips is still there? Oh man, we would really get Jalen Phillips. Oh, we're not getting him. Burn the footage. Burn the footage now. That's exactly what probably happened. That's real talk. By the way, we have 230 people watching this bitch, and it's all on YouTube. So shout out to you guys. If you guys have not joined, you know what I'm saying, the Buffalo Fanatics, if you haven't joined the Bing Squad, you know what I'm saying, jump on there and get onto the Bing Squad. How you want to do that? Supportbf.com. Supportbf.com, and that's how you become a member of the Bing Squad. Now, can anybody tell me why Julio Jones doesn't fit? Anybody? Bueller? Anybody? No one? Can anybody tell me? I didn't think so. There is absolutely no reason why he didn't fit this team. Truth to Heart says, yo, Bean got the game. He had all the prospects thinking they was coming to the Bills. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Mike Lazinski, let's be honest here, man. Julio coming to Buffalo would piss off Diggs. There would be problems. Oh, why? Why would it piss off Diggs? Diggs is already the guy. Julio Jones coming over doesn't change that. Julio Jones will look at it like, yo, I'll eat even more. They've been double teaming my black ass all year. Shit, welcome to the team, Julio. You know what I'm saying? I've already built a rapport with Josh Allen. Josh Allen knows what I'm doing in my sleep. Why would I be mad? And the point of the reason these guys come to the league are for two reasons. Let me tell you, listen, let me keep it a buck. If you guys don't know this, then let me explain it to you. Let me get right in the mic. There are two reasons these players come to the NFL. One is to help with their parents, pay bills, right? Be millionaires. I don't got to work a day in my life anymore. Neither does my mom or my father or my sisters. I want to take care of my family. That is the first. You know what the second one is? Winning the freaking Super Bowl. So if Julio Jones comes to Buffalo, Diggs already got paid. He already got paid. He's living lovely. So now it's about winning the damn chip. You're one game away from winning the chip. Come on now. Let's keep it a buck, people. It's about the money, and it's about winning the Super Bowl. That's it. There's no other reason. I love the locker room. No, I want to win. They talk about the locker room after they win. After they win. Man, when I was on that Super Bowl winning team, go ask Tom Brady. Which one's your favorite? He doesn't have one because they're all freaking amazing. It's about the money and the Super Bowl. Don't play yourself, man. That's what it is. Sanders retires after the season. Google him. What he touches turns to gold. We want... I have no idea what Scott the Torres is saying, man. I clicked on that accidentally. But anyway, it is what it is. Spend that money. Now, here's where we get to the tough part. Stay with me now. Okay? This is where I need your help because I struggle with this. Okay? How do we get Julio Jones to the Bills? How do we do it? Here's what we know. After June 1st, if you want to trade for Julio Jones, it'll only cost the team $15 million. I don't want to say only because that's a big chunk. You know what I'm saying? It's a big chunk. Right? Atlanta takes on some of the money that is owed to Julio Jones, but then the team that trades for him is on the hook for $15 million. All right? That's what we do know. Here's something else we know. We only have, I think, $3 million in the bank. That's another thing we know. Those are the facts, okay? How do we make it happen? Here's number one. We have to start thinking about what picks that Atlanta is going to want because now they're in rebuild mode. I know they have a franchise quarterback, but that's it, right? Can anybody name their running back? I know their running back, but can you guys name who the running back is over there? I didn't think so. They just drafted Kyle Pitts. Did you guys know who the quarterback, who the tight end was before that? I didn't think so either. Can you name me another receiver other than Calvin Ridley? Give me two other receivers name on the team other than Calvin Ridley. I'll give you one. Russell Gage. Do you know anybody else? Anyone? Bueller? What about the defensive line? Did anybody know anything? Who's on the defense right now? Fowler? Who are their linebackers? Right? This is what I'm saying to you guys. They're in rebuild mode. They're in rebuild mode. So they're going to want picks, especially if they're getting rid of Julio Jones or they got to trade Julio Jones. By the way, Dion is great. Dion Jones is fantastic. Love Dion Jones. Love it. And Grady Jarrett. My man Bobby says, yo, you don't get many, if any, opportunities to build an offense like we could if we added Julio. It's a once in a moment lifetime to get that type of talent on a team. And if you can, you do it. You do it. Dion Jones is probably their best defender on the team, truth be told. Anybody else? I didn't think so. Moving forward. So the Bills would have to give up some draft picks. Now, here's the question. What are you willing, in terms of draft picks, to give up for Julio Jones? Would you give up a first-round draft pick for Julio Jones? That's what Atlanta was asking for. But apparently, league-wide, they're like, nah, fam, you ain't getting shit. So let's knock off the first round pick. I don't think Bean's ready to give that up. Although he's done it before, right? For Stephon Diggs. So it's not like he's never done it before. And truth be told, if you put Julio Jones in this draft, he would have been the number one damn receiver in this draft. So would you give up a second round pick? Okay. Cameron Taylor's like, y'all give up a second and a fourth. All right. Yo, a second and Jake Fromm. Someone says, no way. 5th round pick. You're insane. They're not going to just take a 5th round pick. I'm sorry. Right? Our first this year and 30 is basically a second round. Thank you. Someone's thinking. Jeff King's like, yo, damn sure ain't one unless a guarantee for Super Bowl win comes with it. Definitely second. There we go. So now we're talking. You guys are catching what I'm saying now. So quit talking about, oh, we don't want to give up shit because we give them a second. Are we going to be buns? Are we going to be trash where we're picking top 10? Definitely not. We picked 27th this year. Sorry, 28th? I can't remember. We picked 28th this year. 30th. What pick did we pick? 30th. Goddamn. We picked 30th this year. We were the 30th pick. You don't think I'm willing to give up a 30th pick if I have to give up the first rounder? I'd consider it. Second round for sure. Yo, have my early 3rd round pick, if you will. I'll give him my second. I'll give him like a 4th or a 5th. And now they've got picks. Because right now they don't have much money. So they can't take on too much stuff from us. They're getting rid of Julio Jones for a reason, right? They got $410,000 in the bank. They don't got much. They broke. So, second round pick, maybe a 3rd round next year's pick, maybe a player. They need a young player. They need a young stud, right? So, who do we give them? Here's one for you. Cody Ford. 2nd round pick this year. 3rd round pick next year. Cody Ford, 2nd round pick, right? Cody Ford was a 2nd round pick. We aren't sure what Cody Ford is going to do. I do. I don't think he's going to be good. I think I might be speaking way too soon. But give up Cody Ford. He's probably going to get beat out anyway. And then they're probably going to want something on defense, a difference maker. Okay. Yo, that's a great question. That's a great question. Who would want him? Who knows? We might have to package it anyway. I don't know who they have on their team. They might see something great in him. Maybe when Cody Ford was coming out, maybe Atlanta was eyeballing him. Shit, we could get a Cody Ford. Oh, man, Buffalo got them. All right. Never know. You never know. Brian Barrows, what's good, man? What's happening? Now we're talking. So check this out. We give up the 2nd. We give up 3rd next year. AJ Epinesa? Are you willing to give up AJ Epinesa? Maybe AJ and Cody Ford? They're on the rookie deals, so it's not going to cost crazy amount. Thinking about it, John DeMarchi says, yo, prior to last season, Jones had 6 straight seasons with 1,300 yards. Yes, sir. Drawing everyone's number 1 cornerback every week. Thank you very much, Mr. DeMarchi. I tried to tell him. I told him earlier in the show, I tried to tell him. I'm starting to pull some people now. I'm starting to pull some people to actually just give it a thought. Give it some thought. Hey, man. One man's trash is another one's treasure, right? Guess what? The Colts had no love for Jerry Hughes. Man, y'all can have him. We'll give you Kelvin Shepard. How'd that turn out? Turned out great for us. They didn't feel that he was good enough. But guess what? Doug Whaley was like, bring him here. I got something for him. And Jerry Hughes was born. Reborn, if you will. And guess what? I think Jerry Hughes was a 2nd round pick. Just saying. So Cody Ford could be a viable option to send his way. Now, that doesn't solve our money issues, though. So how do we finagle some ways to get Julio Jones to the Bills. It's a tough one. I had to have help with this. I'm no guru. I'm no mathematician. Don't ask me about no damn math. Basic shit is what I know, right? But what I do know is scared money don't make no money. And sometimes you gotta make something happen. So John DeMarchi is a smart man. Y'all need to help me. John, you need to help me out. You need to help me out. Hold on. Maybe Pierre's got something. Pierre says, in 2020, Julio only played 9 games. And at 32, still averaged 85 yards a game. Chat room, do the math. What's 85 yards average over 16-game season? My man Pierre trying to make y'all do homework. I ain't here for that. I ain't here for that. So 15 million. A second round, you thinking Bean would give them anything else? Not a chance. If they want a young prospect, they ain't getting a second. Also, you paying for what Jones was? Number one, who knows what he is? Okay, BP. You're paying for what Jones was. What is he? Is he some kind of bum now because he had 775 yards? That's what it is? All of a sudden you're going to dismiss the freaking 6 to 7 seasons he's been the number one receiver in the game. Who's better than Julio Jones? He's been number one receiver of the decade. Are you nuts? No chance. This is the stuff I'm talking about. And no slight to BP. But there's a lot of people that think that way. Right? We're paying for what he was. Dude, he's 31. He could play easily another 4 years. With Josh Allen, are you kidding me? Josh Allen's the better quarterback than Matt Ryan. But you're going to sit there and tell me we're paying for what he was? Come on, man. Nah, man. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that. If we get Julio Jones, we definitely go into the bowl. So we definitely have a good chance to go to the bowl for sure. Heavy. John DeMarchi says money. Post-June, Jerry, 6.3. Butler, 3.3. Butker, 2.1. That's 5 guys at 920 minimum. 60 mil. There's the math. And I have my own ways of doing it. And here's what I had in mind. Okay? So Jerry Hughes. Let's talk about it before I just say, cut Jerry Hughes. Okay? Jerry Hughes, productive player. Productive. There's nothing we can say that he's not. He's a productive player. Right? Stout against the run. But we didn't go and draft 2 linemen for no reason. Let's be real with each other. Let me look in the camera. We didn't go and draft a lineman for 2 linemen for no reason. We got a Carlos Basham, Boogie Basham, and then we also got a Greg Rousseau. If you guys do the math, we didn't just draft 1, we drafted 2. And on top of that, we have AJ Epinesa. We have 3 young linemen. Plus 2 older linemen in Addison and Hughes. Addison already took a pay cut. So if we're going to move on from anyone, it'd be Jerry Hughes, which saves us $6.3 million. Not a move that I love. Oh, I love the reason I can cut him. I don't love it. But if it brings me Julio Jones, I have to consider it. Okay? That's number 1. We pay him a good chunk of money. I'm referring to Jerry Hughes. And for the production in terms of sacks, we don't get. We haven't gotten it. You guys always hear my guy Kevin saying, what is he giving us? 4 sacks and this, that, and the third? Fam, didn't Trent Murphy fall into 4 sacks? 5 sacks, excuse me, probably. Just saying. So if I have to make a move, Jerry Hughes will be one of them. That's 1. Number 2, Vernon Butler. I'm definitely moving on from Vernon Butler. I thought we were going to move on from him rather than Quentin Jefferson. Or we were going to do both, I would have got rid of both. So you got $6 million with one. What? $2 million with another? $2 to $3 million with another. And Vernon Butler, I think a little more than that, actually. I got to look it up. So what that tells me is this. $6 million plus another $3 or $4 million. Yo, we got something going. See, this is what I'm talking about. My man says, yo, Rico, stay off the blow. For what? Because you don't want to get rid of Jerry Hughes? Did you not realize what I just said? We just drafted 2 linemen, plus we have Epinesa, plus, come on, man. This is what I'm talking about. And I'm not even mad at you. It's because you're emotionally tied. You're emotionally tied to these players. And then you come on and say something like this. Julio is on the end of his career at 31 years of age. Julio is at the end of his career at age 31. See, this is what I'm talking about. I can't. I'm not doing it. But yet, we want to hold on to Jerry Hughes, which is older. When we just drafted 3 young players back to back, 2 years straight, we've gotten linemen. But you want to talk about Julio Jones being old. This is the shit I'm talking about, folks. This is the shit I'm talking about. That shit irks me. Anyway, so how do we make it happen in our financials? Jerry Hughes, pains me to say it, but that's how we'd have to make it work. Jerry Hughes being gone. Get rid of Vernon Butler. You got to move on from Vernon Butler. All right. And then you restructure. Now you start playing with some money. You don't play with anybody's money. You play with some money with guys that you know are going to produce for you the next 2 to 3 years easy. Stephon Diggs being one of them. And this would be a perfect time to do Stephon Diggs because right now he's getting paid very well and it wouldn't hurt to pay him a little bit more. Whether you have to move some bonus things around and so on and so forth. Like I said, I'm not a guru in numbers, but I would definitely rework his contract where it gives us more flexibility to bring in that 15 mil of Julio Jones. Let me give you something else. Julio Jones is owed $15 million his first year, his third year, or this year right now. Do you know what he's owed the next 2 years? $11.5 million. You wouldn't do that? You wouldn't bring Julio Jones for the next 3 years on your team at 15 mil, 11, and 11. If y'all say no, y'all bugging, man. Y'all tripping. You need to stay off the blow if you wouldn't do something like that. And that goes for Jeff Yin Yang, talking about me on the blow. Boy, I'll never. Yeah, I would never. But y'all tripping, man. So let's recap. How to get Julio Jones to the Bills, right? We already know what he brings to the table. He is the best receiver in the game. When he's healthy, he's numero uno. And we easily have a top 5, top 10 receiver right now on our team. So we'd have 2 top 10 receivers on the Bills right now. Now, Atlanta will probably want something in return if we're making a trade for Julio Jones. You'd have to give up Gabe Davis. I'd have to do it. I liked what Gabe Davis gave us in his rookie year. But if Atlanta's like, yo, I need to give me someone. You'd have to give him Gabe Davis. So Gabe Davis, Julio Jones, we'd have to cut Jerry Hughes. We'd have to cut Butler. 2nd round pick and a 3rd next year. Yo, Bob's your uncle. There's your Julio on your Bills. Restructure. Maybe 1 or 2 players, and you're good. Pierre Kingpin says, yo, keep everyone and just restructure Dion or Trey's contract. Then Julio's contract, call it a day. Atlanta's still trying to be competitive. They still need a little something, right? They're going to want something in return. Dude, we were the number 2 offense last year. And you don't want to add Julio to make it the top freaking offense? Fam. Folks, listen. This was merely an opportunity to have a conversation with Bills Mafia. This was a conversation to have with Buffalo Fanatics. if you want to win a damn championship, you cannot be scared to make moves. You make these moves to bring you forward, to bring you ahead, to make you get closer to the championship. And then here comes Jeff Yin Yang talk about we need to run the ball more. Have you not seen the trend, sir? Woo, Jeff. Yin Yang. Paul Hood says, yo, we got to give up Isaiah Hodgins, then Gabriel Davis. Either way, they're going to want Atlanta. If I'm Atlanta and I'm giving up Julio Jones, I got to get something in return. Yes, I want the picks, but I got to get something where I can say, okay, we got something in return in terms of like physical. All right. I just lost my Julio Jones. Give me Gabe Davis. I'll put Gabe Davis with Calvin Ridley. At least Atlanta fans can say, okay, I got Gabe Davis, Kyle Pitts, Calvin Ridley, Russell Gage. We can still kind of, stay competitive. And then the Bills get Julio Jones, Stephon Diggs, Cole Beasley. Yo, how can you go wrong with that, man? Jerry Hughes probably wouldn't be on the team because that's the guy I would have to cut because that's what makes the most sense. Butler has to go as well. Hey, we need a lineman too. You know what? Take Cody Ford. Forrest Lamp will take over anyway. That's just my opinion. Shit, there's your Julio Jones. I could be way off, but that would be the way to do it. And then you got to restructure a couple deals here and there of players that are going to contribute, for the least next 2 to 3 years. I would highly do that. And there's my offense. Did I lose too much on defense? No. Because we have two guys that are going to be up and coming and they're going to be there for a long time in Greg Rousseau and Carlos Basham. AJ Epinesa, because I didn't give up AJ. I kept AJ. Bam Johnson is going to be there as well for depth. Ed Oliver. Harrison Phillips. Starla Tule's back. Come on, fam. Y'all, we didn't really wreck the defense. Offense stays intact. We got rid of Gabe Davis, if that's what they want. We replace him with Julio Jones. What are we talking about here? What are we sitting here going, oh, but I'd rather have Gabe. Get out of here, man. Not buying it. Not buying it. And that's it, folks. Nothing crazy. Just food for thought. Think about it. We may not even bother with this. We may not. May not even be a question. But what bugs me is that there are so many people that are sitting here talking about, how, what I'm saying, we may not be able to do well with having a Julio Jones, or we don't want to give up anything. Fam, we can't be thinking like this, man. We really can't be. We can't be thinking like this, where we have an elite talent in Julio Jones, and we're going to sit here and talk about, nah, fam, we good. We have prospects, young prospects that'll really get us going. You have a 6'3" monster created in a lab, and you don't want to take full advantage of that with a quarterback like Josh Allen, and you don't want to have this guy on your team? I can't with you guys. Come on, man. This is not something that you just get this anytime. I'm not going to call him a once in a generational, but golly, we haven't had a receiver like Julio Jones since Calvin Johnson? Come on, man. Let's be real with each other. This boy's a talent. Elite receiver. Elite. And y'all don't want that? You guys want to sit here and talk about, we got to keep this team together? Let's get this team better, because we need to compete with the likes of the Chiefs. We need to compete with the likes of the Bucks. We need to compete with the likes of the Saints. We need to compete with the likes, who else is the top offense? The Rams. We're going to have to. These are teams that score points. The Titans, they score points, man. And we got to keep it up. We have to keep it up. And then don't forget, we're in the AFC East. Did you not see what the Patriots have done? The Patriots have bolstered their team. They bolstered their team. Stephon Gilmore's coming back. J.C. Jackson's doing quite well. He really came on last year. What, Judon, I think, went over there. I mean, there's a whole whack. They've revamped that team. So you know what? Fight fire with fire. I will bring you Julio Jones. Now what, Bill Belichick? What you gonna do? Man, y'all tripping if you don't want Julio Jones on the team. Let me put Josh Allen throwing the rock to this guy. Put Josh Allen throwing the rock to Stephon Diggs with Devin Singletary back there. 12 personnel. We can go 12 personnel if we need to. 10 personnel, whatever. Fam, get excited. I'm not saying that is going to happen, folks, but let's not play like he's just some regular run of the mill type of receiver. Stop it. Kevin, let me tell you right now, Kevin, as a Dolphins fan, would absolutely hate Julio Jones coming to the Bills. He would absolutely hate it. The Patriots would hate it. And guess what? We would definitely win that day at AFC East again. And how do you not want that? To rub it in the Patriots' face twice again? Fam, take full advantage of that shit. Imagine the offense with Diggs, Julio, Beasley, and Sanders. With Josh Allen gunslinging back there. Bro, nobody would stop that. I'm trying to tell y'all. It's a possibility. It's very possible. Like I said, it's very possible. And it's like when you see clips like this, check this out.
You have a different team in mind for Julio Jones. Which team is that?
I would say the New England Patriots. I think that the AFC is a class of three teams right now. I think it's the Buffalo Bills, I think it's the Cleveland Browns, and I think it's the Kansas City Chiefs, obviously. And if the New England Patriots got Julio Jones, he would vault then into that group of now 4 football teams. I don't think it's a team that goes, okay, they've got a rookie quarterback on a rookie salary. Let's take the risk here, because then I think it's going to cost you so many picks to go get Julio. You take away some of the assets that you're going to need to build around your young quarterback once you pay him. New England's a great opportunity because we don't talk about how dominant their offensive line is going to be. This offense goes in 1 year from really pedestrian last year to, if they got Julio Jones, they would be one of the hardest offenses in the NFL to stop. They'd have a dominant offensive line, a super creative play caller in Josh McDaniels, and then a one-on-one weapon on the outside that is almost impossible to cover in that situation. The Patriots.
Boy, please. They'd be one of the top offenses, to stop, one difficult offenses to stop. So, number one, a creative offensive coordinator, Dable. You match him with Stephon Diggs. Who's stopping that? And then they're trying to build it around the Patriots. Man, take Patriots out, put Bills in. Game over. Come on now. So I'm saying, man, I see all this other stuff going around, and I'm like, yo, why is it the chatter about all these other teams? It's possible the Bills can do the same shit too. Very much so. Oh, wait, yo, don't get me started, boy. And that's a great question. Check this out. Imagine Diggs gets hurt. Who would you rather at number one? I mean, the question I'm assuming is, we bring in Julio Jones and Diggs happens to get hurt. Ball keeps going. Diggs gets hurt with no Julio Jones. Who we got? Gabe Davis. Excuse me. We got Cole Beasley, Emmanuel Sanders. Does it have the same pop? Davis and Sanders? Nah. So you do these things to be productive, but if something goes down, we can keep the ball rolling. Keep the fastball, if you will. Come on now. Sanders, Cole, and Davis. No. Kumaro, Gentry, and I'm not even hating on any of these guys. Come on now. Rico, the Chiefs almost went 3 straight Super Bowls because of their offense with elite speed and talent, and they don't have an elite defense. Julio increases our chances. How can they say no to that? Bro, I've been trying to tell them. I've been trying to. Ain't nobody trying to listen, man. They just want to stay in their feelings, man. Get out of your goddamn feelings. This ain't it. They say this. We can't be in our feelings in this thing, man. We're trying to win this thing. Don't you want, like, listen, folks, give me a Super Bowl in the next 3 years with a guy like Julio. At least in my lifetime, my team has won. I want my Bills to win before these eyes go down. Before these eyes shut down, I want my Bills to win. And if I have to get rid of a few players to give me that chance to go to the Super Bowl and win it, give me that. Give me that, man. Jeff King says, okay, I'm in. AJ, thanks. Cody, F you. Bring on Julio. I damn sure don't want him in New England. I'm just saying, people. I'm just saying, man, because they're talking about all these other destinations that Julio can go to. We'd be pissed if Julio went to the Browns. Odell, Landry, Julio. Fuck, man. Come on. And they're in the AFC. You wouldn't want to see that. And I don't want to hear, well, who cares? They can have them. No, we can have him. We can have Julio Jones just as much as they can. Julio Jones, Odell Beckham, Landry, and Njoku. Freaking Nick Chubb. Yo, I would not want to see Julio with the Browns. I wouldn't want to see them with Atlanta, although I wouldn't be too upset with that. Although I love Lamar Jackson, he isn't the passer that Baker Mayfield is or the passer that Josh Allen is. Here we go again. His contract's too expensive. You just got here. Clearly, you just got here. Rico, you've changed my point of view on Julio being in Buffalo. I used to think we were perfect on receiver, but after you showing me his stats, giving the chance that Diggs gets injured, definitely makes sense to me now. Folks, all I needed from you guys was your ear. Just to hear me out. He's a fantastic talent. He's an elite talent. And Brandon Beane, if you guys trust the process so much, then you would trust that Brandon Beane would have a way to make this work. Come on, man. Oh, he gets hurt all the time. No, he doesn't. But Rico, we don't need Julio. We're too good to bring him in. Diggs will get mad, and I love Gabe. And nice, but he gives the kids noogies. Yo, cut it out, man. Yo, you guys want a noogie? I'll give you noogies, man. Bring your kid over here. I'm giving free noogies out. Extra hot sauce on that shit. I'm giving out free noogies. Bring me Julio to the Bills. Golly. Folks, that's my time. I have to tell you guys, I appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning in to the Buffalo Fanatics, to the Rico Report. All I needed were your ears, just to hear me out on why we can potentially make Julio Jones part of the Bills. I think I did my job. And I don't have a problem with someone coming and saying, man, you're completely wrong. We can't do this. But I did my best to explain ways that it can happen. And I think I did all right. I told you, I'm no mathematician. I'm not some cap guru. I am not. I just see things for what they are. And I see this team as being talented enough that we could win a damn Super Bowl, and we are close. We bring in a Julio Jones. You match that up with Stephon Diggs. You have Cole Beasley. Let me rock with this. You got Cole Beasley in the slot. Come on. You can't rock with me now, boy. Rock with me. You can't tell me you're not excited for that. Julio Jones, Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen, Brian Dable, Stephon Diggs, Julio Jones, Dawson Knox, Cody Ford. Joking, not Cody Ford. Hey, y'all catch what I'm talking about. Let's go. It's the Buffalo Fanatics. It's your boy Rico. Until next time, it's your boy. And I'm gone. Let's go. You guys have a great evening. And let's get this thing going. I'm going to let you guys rock out. and I'm gone. Have a good one. And folks, let me tell you something before I get out of here, man. It's always Buffalo versus everybody. They're always going to talk junk. And guess what? It's all good. But when we bring that damn championship to Buffalo, boy, oh boy, we going to go nuts. So enjoy your time. And I'm gone.